Danny Campbell. I will be your host for today. Wow, this has been an amazing week. I know that all the presenters before they were good, but today we have an even more exceptional presenter here today. His name is Nicaro Coke, and Nicaro has a very interesting bio. I must say, he is multifaceted, he is creative, but it goes deeper than that. It goes way deeper than that. He is 20 years old and he hails from the cool Mandeville. Hey, Mandeville cool, cool bad. So we know that he will come with his addition, just to give us a breath of fresh air to end the week. He attended the Manchester High School where his love for photography and film began, but his love for graphic design really came in the latter parts of his high school tenure. Currently, Nicaro is a US student and he serves as the publications committee chairman for the Rex Nettleford Hall and the Faculty of Humanities and Education. He is pursuing a major in integrated marketing and communication and a minor in communication in entertainment. Yes, entertainment and cultural enterprise management. That is a mouthful for a degree, I must say. But it does not stop there. He is a budding digital marketer and is currently employed part-time at Active Gear Limited, where he shows his prowess in digital content management, customer service, public relations, and marketing. He's also a part of the marketing and communication unit at the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force, where he primarily assists with digital media production. It is his intention or his desire to one day become employed at the RJR Gleaner Communications Group, but his ultimate goal is to become a serial entrepreneur. Wow. Well, we know that Nicaro will surely portray all that he is capable of. And I know that he'll do an exceptional job. Because you hear how many things he is a part of. He's a part of a whole lot of stuff. So Nicaro, it's your time to come and, dazzle us with your prowess.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Is everyone hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And thank you for having me here today. It's a really good initiative. Connecting 5 campuses through photography that's the aim of this initiative. And I'm really happy to be here. Now, if you just allow me to share my screen, can I go ahead? Yes. All right. So today I'll be presenting on basic video editing for vlogs. That's what I've been mandated to present on this afternoon. And is everyone seeing my screen? All right, great. But before we even begin, just a little bit more about me. My interests are in film, marketing and communication, photography, video editing, content creation, and so on and so forth. And as you heard from Shanique's introduction of me, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I just have 2 objectives for you today. I am going to explain the basic principles for video editing, and then I'm going to explore the editing process for a 60-second vlog. Now, we don't have all day, so we're just gonna edit a 60-second video together. I hope you guys got the resources that were sent to you yesterday. That is Premiere Pro and the videos and the audios that we're going to edit today. I just want one bright person, anybody at all, you can just unmute your mic or type it in the chat and just tell me what you think visual storytelling is before we go any further.
Hi, good afternoon. Um, I think visual storytelling is just that, visually telling a story. You know, it's captivating your audience without using words. It's telling them something without actually saying it, but showing it to them, immersing them in something where they feel like they're experiencing it, like they're a part of it, but you're not using words. It's not something that's spoken or something that's written, but it's something that they see. You know, it's an experience that you give them visually. So, yeah.
Right, right. Totally agree. That's a very good answer, actually. So, visual storytelling is a story you basically tell using visual media. You can tell the story through photography, illustrations, or even video. We'll be focusing on video today, as you all know. So, so think about uh, a vlog. Think about a vlog, and you're heading to Ocherius, say, for example, and you want to create a vlog of you heading to Ocherius. Say you're going to Dungeon Falls or wherever, and you're gonna vlog. When you're editing that vlog, you're gonna put the story together. Yes, you're going to use Premiere Pro CC. I believe that was supposed to be sent to you. All right, so we're going to enhance our story. You can enhance the story, the visual story that you're telling with graphics, music, or other sounds. What I'm going to show you today is how exactly you can do that, how the basic technique to doing that. Now, when you're about to vlog, you need to plan when you're shooting your vlog. You need to think about how you're going to edit it as you shoot the vlog. So on your way to Ocherius, you need to think about all the shots you need and how you're going to edit them and how you're going to make them flow to tell a story. Now you should be thinking about continuity and coverage. You need to get every single thing that you will need to tell the story that you want to tell. You need to ensure that that story flows from beginning to end. So you need to ensure that it has all the elements of a story plot. So it needs to have an introduction. So you get up in the morning and you're getting ready, rising action, you're on your way to Ocherius. And the climax, you get to Ocherius and you're engaging in whatever act you went to do. Fall in action, you're packing up and you're moving on with the day, time for you to go home. Resolution, you close the video. Today, because we only have 2 hours today, we're going to only focus on the exposition phase of the vlog. And I'm going to show you how to put audio together with video and add text to that video. Now, moving on. So now that you have your footage for your vlog, it's time for you to edit it. And you need to really shape the narrative properly. So you need to select the footage that you have that the story needs. So not everything you film on the day when you're vlogging out, you're not going to put every single detail in the video. You just need what you need. You just need to put in what tells the story best. Some of the times I'm filming and I get some really nice shots, but they're not going to make it in the final cut because they don't really add to the story. So you need to select and trim specific clips to tell the story in the way that you want to tell it. Another thing to note is that actions tell the story. So you need to select the footage that helps you tell the story and helps you to let it flow. So say, for example, you're getting in a car, you're on your way to Ocherius. Normally, if you're going to get into the car, you're not going to cut. When you're editing the video, you're not going to cut from you standing outside of the car and then out and you just reach inside the car. You're not going to do that. You're going to make sure you want the story to flow. So you're going to show that you open the door to the car and you go in the car and then you're on your way. So actions tell the story. Try also to diversify the footage that you are getting. You need to show something new with each cut. You can always show a different shot size or a new angle of the same thing. that diversifies the story and doesn't make it boring. We're going to talk about shot sizes in a little while, but before we go that, I want to talk to you about the rule of thirds. Now, when your rule of thirds really refers to the compositional structure of a photo. So if you notice, this photo is divided into 3 vertical segments and 3 horizontal segments. This is where this is how you will put together your image. You should know that wherever the lines meet, that's where the eye will focus. So you notice that the subject of this photo is the young girl, and she is located dead on to where the lines meet in the lower section, in the lower third. That's how you need to compose your photos. I'm sure you probably learned some of that earlier this week, but this is what the rule of thirds is. Any questions so far? You can just drop them in the chat. Now, about shot sizes, you have 9 different shot sizes. I'm sure you've learned a little about them. We have extreme long shot. You notice that the subject of the photo is nearly invisible. Can't see it, can't see them. You have a very long shot. The second one, you can see the subject a little closer now, almost clearer. This slide should be sent to you. So if you're having trouble seeing, you can always look at it for yourself. If you notice in each of these shot sizes, the subject is, if you're supposed to divide this into 9 segments with the rule of thirds, you notice that the subject is on where the lines would meet. So in the long shot, you can see that she is to the left of the photo. We have a little foot room and a little head room. As we go down to the medium long shot, you see we're cut off at the knees. We still have a little head room. Now when we move on to the mid shot, we have cut off at the waist, still a little head room. And as it goes up, you have medium close up, still a little head room, but cut off at the chest area. Then for close up now, no more headroom. You have just a little above her head and just a little under her chin to get some of the neck in. Moving on from that, you have the big close up, you cut off at the chin, cut off at the forehead. Then close up, you focus on extreme close up rather. You have you focus on a specific feature. So her eye is the subject of this photo, and you can see that it's very, very in line with the rule of thirds. Moving on now, normally when I'm editing a video, I like to open with, this is the video we're going to edit today, by the way. So normally when we're editing a video, I like to open with a little establishing shot. So this really sets how the story, sets where the story is going to take place. Now, if you notice this entire video, the entire video that we're going to edit today, it's set in this specific area where around the desk area, you can see he's to the left of the photo on the rule of thirds and on the rule of thirds and so on and so forth. So this would be the establishing shot. So the story is going to take place right here, right here. Now, when I like to edit, when I'm editing videos, I like to start off with a little montage, just a little scene to really, just a little scene to really introduce the video, really, get the audience interested and pulled into the video. Where we have, so what was talking about before, you have the establishing shot, then you cut to the mid shot, and so on and so forth. Then we have a different shot of the subject right here. Just a few more tips for you. You should get the pace right of the vlog. So you should choose appropriate music. Now, when you're editing a video, you know that if the audio and the sound and video work together. So if the sound is off, you're not going to want to watch the video. If something else, if that's the effect you want to go for, though. So if you're going to edit a happy vlog, you know, you're going to choose some upbeat music, you know, something to really build the vibe, to show people that you're happy. If you're gonna edit a sad vlog, you need a little slower tone and all of that. If you're editing, say something to frighten people, you're gonna have a little silence, and and then you have the shocker. So you should choose the appropriate music to get the pace right for your video. You should use the appropriate transitions for your videos. Transitions really join shots. So say now back to your vlog and you're heading to Ultra Race. Say you're driving down the road now. You wouldn't add, say, for example, a fade transition in the middle of you driving down the road, because that would really confuse the audience. A fade out transition really communicates that you're closing a chapter of the story or you're opening a chapter of the story. So if you're driving down the road and out of nowhere you just see a fade in and fade out while you're driving down the road, that's really get really confusing, unless that's the effect you want. But normally you should choose the appropriate transitions. You should also keep shots long enough on screen for people to understand. So a shot with more detail, you should leave that a little longer on the screen so people can really grasp what's happening. You shouldn't leave it long enough for people to get bored, just long enough for them to understand and not be confused and all that. Some more tips: you should edit on the actions so it makes the video smoother. So say, for example, let's step away from the vlog for a second, and let's say you're watching an action movie. You notice that they edit with, they don't edit when like they're fighting, and they don't edit when them done swing the punch and all of that. Them change the angles during the fight, and that's what really makes the fight scene a little smoother. Do not cut from moving shots to stills. So that's really straightforward. Never cut from a moving shot to a still, unless that's the effect you want to go for, really. Yeah. Next thing is always keep a track of the bigger picture. So when you're editing, you need to edit and review. So edit and play replay what you've just edited, because you want to keep the story flowing. You want to ensure that it's flowing logically and it's making sense. It doesn't make sense for you to edit a video and not really pay attention to the edits until you're finished. That makes no sense. So you should keep a track of the bigger picture. I guess that's it for the theory section. We're going to go into Premiere Pro now. I hope you guys have it installed and everything. I'm just gonna give you a few minutes to get it open up. A few seconds to get it open up. Have your video and audio ready. They were all in folders, so you should be able to, you won't be lost. Are we all following? All right. So first things first, when you open Premiere Pro, this is what you're supposed to see. This is where you can open a recent project that you've worked on or create a new project. So what I want you to do now, we're going to create a new project. This is where you will enter all the settings for that project. Let me just move this. All right. This is where you will create the settings for the new project. This is where you'll name it. I'm going to name mine Vlog 3. You can name yours just Vlog. I'm going to name mine Vlog 3. You'll also change where you want your Premiere Pro file to be saved. So you're going to select the appropriate folder. You're going to just click Browse and select the appropriate folder. I always have a folder with the audio, the video, and the Final Cut. And that's where you will have all the resources that you need to edit your vlog. So I'm going to just save mine right here in the folder. And then all the settings here, you're just going to leave them as is. No need to change anything at this point in time. And you just click OK. I hope everyone's following.
Yes.
Sometimes Premiere Pro takes a while to open, and because I'm sharing my screen, it's taking a little longer right now. So, all right. Now, this is the interface for Premiere Pro. It's a little complex at first sight, but you shouldn't worry about that. I'm just going to ask you to change the workspace that you're working in. I want you to go to Window at the top, and then go to Workspaces. Then we're going to click All Panels. This window will come up in front, but just close it if it comes up. And I just changed the workspace for Premiere Pro, so we're all on the same page. Are we all following?
Yes.
All right. For today, we're going to edit this video. I'm just going to show you what video we're editing before we go further.
It's a bit uncomfortable, thing around my teeth. Should be okay. I don't really need to talk for too long. I can just take it out pretty quickly. The blue stuff looks a bit weird. Yeah, but with this I should be able to make a realistic, moving looking animated mouth.
All right, that's the video we're going to edit today. It doesn't seem to make sense to you, but it's for the tutorial. So when you're in the interface, to the left, you're going to see, in the interface, you're going to see 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top left is your source panel. In this panel, you're going to preview the video that you're going to edit. So when you're importing your video and you're going to preview it, you're going to see it right here, and you can watch it before you drag it into the actual video that you're editing. To the right of that panel is the program panel. This is where you preview all the edits that you make. To the lower left, this is where you're going to import your resources. So this is where you import your video, your audio, and anything else that you're adding to your vlog. You can import by just double-clicking, and then you go to the appropriate folder, and then you highlight all the videos that you need, and then you just click open. Or you can just open a folder, open your Windows Explorer, and highlight all your videos that you're going to edit, and just drag and drop. I'm just going to give you some time to import the video as well as the audio that we'll be working with. You should have 6 videos and 2 audios. All right. To the right of this panel where you imported all your video and audio is the sequence. Now this is where all your edits will take place. This is where you work on all your edits for the video, and you can preview them here. So when you import your videos, you can preview before you drag them into the video to edit. And when you're editing, you can preview what you're editing in this panel. So I said earlier that I like to start videos with a little montage, just some music and shots of different things. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring the audio in. This will act as the background music. So I'm going to preview it and show you. So you're just going to click your background music, BG music, and drag it to the source window. Here you'll see all the waveforms. So this is how the audio is set up. So you're previewing the audio. Now, I just want a minute of the audio because we're only editing a minute today. And I just want a minute of the audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an in point and an out point. So I want the song to start from the very first second, and I want it to end at 60 seconds. Now, to set an in point, you're going to look just below the timeline for the preview, and you're going to see something that looks like a little mark, a little open bracket. It's called the mark in tool. You're just going to click it. Notice the effect that has taken place on the timeline. It's all highlighted. Now I want to end the audio at about 60 seconds because we're editing 60 seconds there. So I'm going to move the scroller to 60 seconds. This thing, you're just going to drag it to 60 seconds. Then you're going to click the thing that looks like a close bracket that's marked out. I'm just going to mark out. Notice that only between the first second and the 60th second is highlighted. So that's exactly what will be in the video that we're editing. Then after you highlight the audio, you're just going to go back down here. So to your project bin where you imported all your videos and audios, and you're just going to drag it and drop in the sequence. Just click and drag and drop in the sequence. Notice how here has changed. Now the sequence is split into audio and video. You notice there's a separator right here. So below the separator is your audio. So this is our background music, and above is where all your videos will be. Before we get even further into that, I'm just going to play the audio. All right. Now, I'm starting the story, so I want the audio to fade in. I'm just going to show you how to control the levels of audios before we go any further. I want the audio to fade in. I want the audio to fade in. So I'm just going to double click the audio. Are we all following, by the way?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to double click the audio. Now I'm going to go to the source window. The source window, that's to the top left. To the very top right of that source window, there are 2 arrows right here. I'm just going to click it, and a list of controls will drop down. So we have effect controls, metric scopes, audio clip mixer, etc. We're going to focus on effect controls. We're going to control the level of the audio. So I'm just going to click that. As you can see, this has all the controls for the audio has appeared. So you have volume, bypass, and level. We're going to focus on level. Now, in editing, you have something called keyframing. Keyframing, you know that in a video, you have frames. Frames form a video. So say, for example, when I'm going to drag in this video. So we're just previewing. Don't drag it in. We're just previewing this. This is a frame of the video. And if I'm to jump forward in time, this is another frame of the video. So you notice it's two different frames because there are two different areas of the photo, of the video. In editing, there's something called keyframing. And keyframing is really putting an edit to specific points on your video. Now, to control the audio, we're going to do some keyframing, and we're going to allow the audio to fade in. Now, we're at the very first frame right here. You can see if you look in the sequence, the marker is at the very first frame. Ensure that your marker is right here, and ensure this marker is right here as well. This is the very first frame of the video. Now we're going to look beside level. You're going to see that the audio is at 0 decibels. This means that the audio is at normal, at the normal level that I played it at earlier. We want it to fade in. So we want it to move from complete silence to normal. At the very first keyframe, it should be complete silence. So if you look beside decibels, you should see a little diamond looking thing. That's the add or remove keyframe icon. So I'm just going to click that. If you look right here, you see this, a part of the arrow, a part of the diamond kind of hanging off. And that's, let me just check the chat. Okay. A part of that means that the keyframe is at the very start of the video. That's exactly what we want. Now we're going to control the level of this specific keyframe. So we want to turn it all the way down. Now, to turn it all the way down, we're just going to hover our cursor over 0 decibels right here. And we're just going to click and slide it to the left. Slide it to the left until the number is at the lowest it can possibly go. If I am to preview this now, I'm just going to click play right here, preview the audio. Notice that you're not hearing anything. So we've just lowered the audio. Now I want the sound to go back to normal at around, say, 5 seconds. So I'm just going to put the marker at 5 seconds. This is this marker. I'm just going to drag and slide it across to 5 seconds. We want our audio to go back to normal right here. We're just going to write another keyframe. We're just going to click the diamond, write another keyframe. Now you can see 2 keyframes have been made. Now the effect that we're going for will take place in between these 2 keyframes. So we want our audio to fade in, and it's going to fade in between these 2 keyframes. Now we need to change the level of this specific keyframe. So don't move your marker or anything. We're just going to go back to where we had 0 decibels. It's now 281 decibels. That's the lowest it can go. So that's complete silence. And we're just going to click. We're just going to click, and we're just going to type 0 in, put it back to 0 decibels. And the audio is now back to normal at this point of the video. If I'm to preview this, you will notice that there's a fade in effect for the audio. So you'll notice that it's moved from complete silence to normalcy. That's exactly what we wanted to achieve, a fade in. Now the audio has faded in. Are we all following? Magic. All right, great. So we've just edited audio in Premiere Pro. We also want to start editing the video now. Now, I like to edit on the beat. I like to edit on the beat for videos. It just adds a little flair, an additional flair to the video, make it more interesting. If you look to the bottom of the sequence, you're going to see a little slider. I'm just going to drag it to the right. Just click the little circle and drag it to the right. This will make the sequence more visible so you can see everything that's happening in our sequence. Now, this really allows you to see the length of the video and everything that's going on. You can see our video is 1 minute long. So all the edits will take place in this 1 minute, within this 1 minute. I just want to see the waveform. I'm going to put it back small. And I'm going to bring in our first video. So I'm just going to go back to the project bin. I'm going to look for video 1. Here it is. I want to preview video 1 because I want to see it before I actually drag it into the video. So I just clicked and I just dragged it to the source window. Now I want about 7 seconds from this video to be in the sequence. Can anybody tell me how I'm going to do that? It's the very same for the audio. We did it for the audio, and I only want 7 seconds of this video in the sequence. Can anybody tell me how I'm going to do that? No? Okay. All right, I'm just going to mark in. All right, that's great. That's great. Thank you, Desan. I'm going to use the brackets. So I'm going to mark in at the very first frame, and then I'm going to go to 7 seconds on the timeline. And I'm going to mark out. Notice only 7 seconds. Let me just, yeah. Only 7 seconds of this audio is highlighted. I'm just going to click the video. I'm just going to drag it in. And I'm going to drop it right there at the very start of the video. Now, you know, our audio faded in, right? Maybe we want the audio to, I'm just going to advise you, if you're working with me, if you're editing the video with me, I'm going to advise that you save as you work along, because sometimes your computer may crash and you lose all the edits you've made if you haven't been saving as you go along. So save as you work so you can avoid losing your project. So just click Control S on your keyboard and save. Control or Command S, depending on the computer you're using. Now, recall that we allowed the audio to fade in. And to tell a really good story, the audio should match the video. So we want the video to fade in as well. Now, I'm just going to do the same thing that I did for the audio. I'm going to double click on the video itself in the sequence, double click. And then I'm going to go back to the source panel. I'm going to click the 2 arrows at the very top. I'm going to go back to Effect Controls. The very same procedure we did for the audio. Now it's a little different for the video now. You can see that we have controls for the motion, which include the position of the video, the scale, the rotation, etc. We also have opacity. Now, if this is just a side note, to control the position of the video, you have two figures. We have 1920 by 1080. Now, the figure on the left represents the position of the video on the x-axis, and the number on the right represents the position of the video on the y-axis. Just a little math. So you know x-axis is horizontal, sorry, and the y-axis is vertical. Now if I'm to change the position of the video on the x-axis, if I'm to slide this figure to the right, you notice that the video is, look over here, you notice it's moving towards the right. And there's a little black space right there. So the video is moving to the right. I'm just going to click this undo button and it goes back to normal. If I'm to move the figure on the y-axis to the right, same idea, the video is going down. So we have a little black space at the top. I'm just going to undo that. We don't need to focus on that right now. I just need to show you how to let your video fade in. I'm just going to tell you a little about scale as well. Scale is how big an image is on the video, in the video. So if I am to, you notice it's at 100%, that means it's normally scaled. If I'm to scale this up to above 100, and if I'm going to click and drag to the right, you notice that the video is getting a little bigger and we're seeing less of the composition. If you remember the rule of thirds, we would never compose a video like this. We're just going to leave it at its normal stage. What we're going to focus on is opacity. Opacity is how transparent your video is, how visible it is. So you notice the opacity of this video is at 100%. So that means completely visible. If I'm to click and slide to the left, you notice the video is gone. If I keep changing the variable at different points, you see that the video, how transparent it is changing. Now we want our video to move from complete darkness to 100%. So we're going to write a keyframe to control how clear this video is. Now, it's a little different to write a keyframe for a video. You notice there is no little diamond right now for the video. So we're just going to look to the left of the word opacity, and we're going to see something that looks like a little stopwatch. That's to toggle the animation. So that's to turn it on or off. I'm just going to click it to turn it on. And now you can see that the keyframe icon has appeared. We have also written a keyframe at the very first frame. Now we want our video to move from complete darkness back to normalcy. We want it to match the audio. So we want the first frame to be a 0%. So we're going to turn it down. Completely gone. We're going to go to the 5th frame. If you recall, we let the audio return back to normalcy at 5 seconds. So we're going to go to 5 seconds in the timeline. And then I'm going to turn this back up to 100%. And we now have 2 keyframes for the video. Now, all the effects will take place between these 2 keyframes. If I'm to go to the very first frame to preview this, you'll notice that the effect will match the audio. So let's click and preview. Now, because I'm sharing my screen, you won't see the preview in real time, but I hope that when you're editing, you're supposed to be seeing how the audio, the fade in matches the fade in for the audio. I hope we're all following. And I'm just going to Control S and save that. Now, remember we're creating a montage for the start of the video. Thank you, Rachel. It's so cool. Actually, there's a lot more you can learn, but we're only doing the basic stuff today. We're going to go to, remember we're creating a montage, so we're going to bring in our other videos. We have 6 videos we're going to put into the 60 seconds. We have our first video in already, so we're going to import our second video. I'm just going to go into Project Bin and scroll through and look for video 2. It's right here. Now, I'm not going to preview this before I drag it in because I want to show you another way you can trim your video in the sequence this time. Now, if you recall, we have the project bin and we have the sequence. But between that, we have our tools. There are 3 tools that we're going to focus on today. We have the arrow, which looks like, we have this tool that looks like an arrow. That is the move tool or the selection tool. We're going to also use the razor tool. That's the thing that looks like a razor blade. And we're going to also use the text tool. That's a T. Now I'm going to drag the second video in. And I'm going to put it in the sequence right behind the first video. Notice if I am to toggle this and make it a little wider, you notice that each video is separated by a line. So that's where each video will end or start. So our second video is right here. Now, I don't want the entirety of video 2. I don't want all of video 2 to be in the montage because when we're selecting the footage that best tells the story. So I'm going to trim this video because I don't want it all. So I'm going to go to a certain point. Remember, edit on the beat. So if I look at the waveform, I notice that the beat changes right here at this point. So I'm going to put the marker right there. And I'm going to click the video. I want to keep everything for video 2 from here to where I've marked at the start of the beat. So I want to delete everything that's over here. I'm going to select the razor tool. Remember, it's the thing that looks like a razor blade. I'm just going to click it. Then I'm going to, the razor tool really segments the video. So you can clip it and you split your video in 2. So if you notice that if I move it along the video, there's a line that really tells me where it will cut. So I want the line to match up with the blue marker. And I'm going to put it there and I'm going to clip. Now you notice that I've just split video 2 into 2 videos because I only want this first part. I'm going to reselect the move tool and I'm going to select this section of video 2. I no longer want this video. I don't want this part of the video. I want to delete it. So I'm going to click it and I'm going to right click on my mouse. And then I'm going to look in the list and I'm going to click ripple delete. You notice the video is now gone. And we have our video on the beat. Now, did you all get that? I hope I wasn't moving too fast. All right, mind blown. Okay. Video, so we're going to bring in video 3 now. Remember, we have 6 videos. I really want it to flow. So we have 6 videos. I'm going to bring in video 3. I'm going to just drag it in. Remember, edit with the beat. And I'm just going to make this a little clearer. I'm going to go to a point where I'm going to go to 12 seconds. And I'm just going to cut this video again. And then just delete video, the other half of video 3. I'm going to do the very same thing with video 4. I want about 5 seconds of this. I'm going to put it at 17 seconds, put the marker at 17 seconds. Then click right there. And then I'm going to delete. I'm going to bring video 5 in. I'm going to move this up so I can see what's going on in the sequence. So I just shifted this to the right so I can see everything else on this end of the sequence. I want about, you notice the video we're editing, there are different shots. So we're diversifying the montage before we actually get into the vlog. I want a few seconds of this in. I'm going to let it continue until around here where the audio kind of get lower. So if you look at the waveform, you notice that it goes down. So the audio is going to be lower right here. I'm just going to leave the marker at the end of that. I'm editing with the beat. And that's it for video 5. Now, video 6 is kind of special because video 6 is where our story starts. This is where our vlog starts. This is where we're going to introduce our video and whatever we're going to do in the video. Now, I'm just going to drag video 6 in. I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to preview this entire, well, I don't need to preview all of it because I played it at the very beginning, but I'm going to preview from about here. I'm going to also bring in another audio, the audio for video 6, because we're talking. So you're supposed to have 2 audios. You're supposed to have background music and an audio that says man talking. I want you to just click that audio. Once you have everything lined out, and just drag that. And you're going to put it below your first audio. Now there's something to note. There's a hierarchy of layers. So each of these are layers. So we have 2 audio layers and 1 video layer. Now you can know the difference between the layers by V1, video 1, video 2, video 3, A1, audio 1, audio 2, audio 3. Now this audio is for this video, and this audio is the background music. This is for the video. Now, you recall that I had put the music back to normal. I'd put the music back to normal. So the music is going to play at its normal level. So if you notice, if I'm to play right here now,
Hurt a bit, it's a bit uncomfortable. Thing around my teeth. Should be okay. I don't really.
that means that, or you can hear for yourself. You notice that the audio and the man speaking, they're at the very same level. So you're hearing the music, the background music, and the man speaking at the same level. You don't want that. You don't want that at all, because you need to have clarity. You need to ensure that your audience can watch your video and understand what's going on without hearing background music playing over you. So we're going to we're going to lower the music a little at the point where he's speaking. Now, remember keyframing. I'm just going to click the background music. The background music is what I want to lower. I'm going to move the slider up a little. I'm going to put it at around 23 seconds. You notice that the man will begin speaking at 26 seconds. So I'm going to put my marker at around 23 seconds. I'm going to lower the level. So I want the audio to get a little lower when he's speaking. So I'm going to select my audio layer. Notice the change over here in the source panel. I hope we're following. I'm just going to go back to effect controls. And you notice the 2 keyframes that we wrote earlier, they're right there. So the audio from this second keyframe on, the audio is at its normal level. We want it to reduce when it gets to the point where we're speaking in the video. Now, I'm going to write another keyframe at my 23 seconds. I'm going to write another keyframe. This is because I want to lower the audio, but I don't want it to lower at the point. All right, let me go again. If I'm to lower the audio at 23 seconds, this means that from this second keyframe onward to this point, this is where it would begin to lower. So effects take place between two keyframes. So I want from the second keyframe to the third keyframe to stay at the normal level. And then from the third keyframe onward, I want it lower. I hope you're understanding this. Tell me in the chat if you're not. I want to lower from this point on. So right here, it's normal. At the third keyframe, it's normal. So I'm gonna go to 26 seconds. This is where the man begins to speak. At this point, I'm just going to lower the audio a little. I don't want it to be complete silence. I just want the music to be in the background. I'm going to put it at about -70 decibels. Notice a fourth keyframe has been created. So our effects will take place between those two keyframes. If I'm to preview this,
Heard a bit. It's a bit uncomfortable. Thing around my.
you notice that the audio went a little lower before he began to speak, and now if I continue to play it,
My teeth should be okay. I don't
you
really
hear
need to talk.
you can hear the background music just a little, and you can hear him speak quite clearly. That's the effect we want. We don't want the music to be distracting. Yeah, so now we have 4 keyframes, and we're all good with audio now. Now, I'm hoping we're all good with audio. I hope you're following. I hope I'm not making it look too easy. I hope you're following. Moving along, you notice we're now at the point where our video, oh there. My mouse is moving out a certain way. All right. We're good now. So now we have the first 60 seconds of our vlog all laid out. This is really what we need to do. But our video is a little boring. Our video is a little boring. We don't have any graphics and we don't have any transitions or anything. We just have the video really faded in and everything else is just there. Let's add a little dynamism to our video. Let's make it interesting. I'm going to make this a little clearer, and I'm going to teach you now how to add some transitions. Remember, transitions join. I just Control save. I just Control S, saving my work as I go along. Remember, transitions really join two videos. We'll add transitions between the 2 points. Remember, each video is separated by a line. That's where you'll add your transition. Now, we're going to change our workspace just a little bit. We're going to change our workspace just a little bit. We want to look over to the extreme right. You notice we have a very long list of effect controls. We don't need to know all this right now. We're just going to focus on the effects tab. I'm going to click effects, and these are all the effects that I can possibly use to enhance the quality of my video. I have presets, audio effects, audio transitions, video effects, video transitions, etc. We're adding video transitions. So I'm just going to click the drop down box, and we have all the types of video transitions that we possibly can get. We have 3D motion, dissolve, etc. I want the video to transition at around I want to transition between video 3 and video 4. I want this to cross dissolve. That's a transition. I can just look for it in the list. I can just search it, or I can just go into the dissolve folder under video transitions, click the drop down menu, and we have a list of types of dissolves. I want it to cross dissolve because, so I'm just gonna add that random transition between the two videos. If you look in the sequence now, I'm gonna expand this. You notice that between video 3 and video 4, we have this little next layer right here. It says on it cross dissolve. I hope you can see it. You can zoom in. That is our transition on the video. If I'm to play this now, you notice that, I hope that played in real time. You notice that the effect took place. It was a little too quick. It was a little too quick. I'm going to double click that transition. I'm going to go to 2 seconds. I'm going to extend it to 2 seconds. If I double click it, something to set the duration, the transition duration will be right there. I want to set it to 2 seconds. I'm just going to click. My mouse is behaving that way. I'm going to change it to 2 seconds. That extended the transition. And if I'm to click play, here we go. We have transition or video transition. I didn't show you this earlier. Okay, I didn't show you this earlier, but there is a shortcut to adding a transition. But I don't want to use a shortcut unless you really need to get into your video, just need to edit it and get out. I'm going to add this transition to the end of the video because I have this transition right here. I don't need any more transitions because I'm just editing 60 seconds of this video. At the end of our video, I want it to fade out. So we're closing this chapter of our video. I'm just going to move this slider over to the end of the video. I'm going to click the video, and then on my keyboard, I'm going to press Control D. On your MacBook, it might be Command D. I'm working with a Windows computer, and I just click Control D. That's a shortcut to add in a transition, the cross dissolve transition. So I want my video to fade out at the end right there. So that's the transition at the end. Fade it out. That's a shortcut to add in a transition, and you shouldn't really use that shortcut unless you know exactly what you're doing. You can always edit that transition. You can extend the duration just as I did. Now, we have our transitions in our video. We have everything. We have audio, we have the transitions, we've cut between, we've diversified the shots between the video, and so on and so forth. Now, we want to add some graphics to our video. This part, this is where it gets a little interesting. Well, depending, it might be a little interesting. Now, at the part where he begins to speak, remember to save as you go along. At the part where he begins to speak, it really opens the video. So say I want, at this point of the video, I want a little graphic to come up on screen. If you remember the rule of thirds, he's to the left of the frame, He's on this side. So I want to add a graphic to this part of the video. I want it to say Monday because it's Monday and he's about to do his schoolwork or whatever, just as you saw him doing in the montage before. Oh, the video starts here. I just want to add a little text to it. I want it to say Monday. I'm going to change my workspace again. I want it to go to Window at the very top, in between view and help, I'm going to click window. I'm going to go back to workspaces, and I'm going to change this workspace to graphics. You notice all the workspaces you can change it to. We're in all panels just now, but we're going to change it to graphics because we're going to work on graphics. If you notice, our workspace is completely different, noticeably different. Now, you remember the three tools that we're working with today: the Move tool, the Razor tool, and the Text tool. Now we're going to use the Text tool. The little T, I'm just going to click it, and you notice that you notice the cursor came up so I can type anywhere on the video. I'm going to click on the video, and I'm going to type Monday. I'm going to make it a little bigger so you can see it. I'm going to change the font. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. All right. You notice we put Monday right here. That's not where we want it. No way in hell we want it here. So we're going to move our text to a specific point. If you notice in the sequence, another layer has appeared. Another layer has appeared. We have the video layer, the two audio layers, but we have this. This is the text layer. So this is our text on screen. There is a hierarchy. Remember the hierarchy of layers. So in Premiere Pro specifically, whatever is on the bottom is what is behind. Whatever is at the top is what is in front. So if I am to, you notice that the video, the text is on top of the video. So you can see here in the layers, the text is on top of the video. If I am to click this video and I'm to drag it up above the text, you can no longer see the text. That's because whatever is at the bottom is at the top, and whatever is at the top is behind. So I'm going to undo that and fix it. Now we're going to move our text to a more favorable place on screen. I'm going to select the text layer. Remember, we're using the Move tool, the Razor tool, and the Text tool. When they click the Text tool, I'm going to you click the Move tool, and then I'm going to click the text. Notice a box came around it. With this, I can control the size of the text. And if I'm to click it, I can move it around anywhere I want it. Using the rule of thirds, I wouldn't put this in the center. I would not put it on top of him. I would not put it above him. I would put it to match the rule of thirds. So he's on this side, so I'm gonna put the text on this side. I'm gonna put it to the lower right. It's a little too big, so I'm gonna make it a little smaller. And then I'm just gonna move it over to the right. If you notice, so now we have our text in a favorable position. I'm just going to click back the text. If you can see here, we have the controls for the text. Now, some of this you might be familiar with from Microsoft Word. So here you have where you change the font, where you change the size, where you justify it. And if you can make it bold, italicized, all caps, etc. That's really where you control how the text looks. Right here is you can control where on the video rather, the text is. So you can where you align it. So this will align it vertically. So that means it's going to be in the middle of the video vertically. And if I'm to click this, it will be at the bottom of the video. If I'm to click this, it's going to be at the top. And to click this, it'll be over to the left. I have to click this, it will be in the center. If I can always double them up, so I can click the center, align vertically and align horizontally, and then it's going to be in the center. But we don't want our text here, we want it at the lower right. And that's really how you create text. Now, if I'm to preview this, YouTube vlog, is that you? All right, if I'm to preview this.
Hurt a bit, it's a bit uncomfortable. Thing around my teeth.
All right, now you notice, all right, this didn't preview in real time, but if you were to watch the preview in real time, you know that this text would just appear out of nowhere because it just pop up. But we don't want that. We're going to want to add a little transition to it, a little dynamism to it. Oh, there it is. It just popped up out of nowhere. I'm going to use the shortcut. Remember that shortcut that I just taught you, Control D. I'm going to add that transition to the text. I'm just going to click the text. And I'm going to click Control D. If I'm to preview this, you notice that the text fades in.
Uncomfortable thing around my teeth.
Well, you may not see the preview in real time because I'm sharing my screen, but the text faded in. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. We have our transitions, we have our audio, we have our text. Remember, today we're only editing the very first part of the vlog. So, because we don't really have time to edit an entire vlog, so we're only editing the very first 60 seconds. So I think we're done with this first 60 seconds of our vlog. Don't you think so? Or does it need a little more? You can tell me in the chat. Okay, this is fine. Okay, this is fine. All right. So I've showed you how to add transitions, control the level of the audio, make the video feed in, how to add text, etc. Now that you've finished editing your vlog, you need to save it. You need to save it. A lot of you will always have a little difficulty when you're using this for the very first time. You'll have some difficulty with exporting your video because you don't know where to go. Looking at the interface for the video, you're going to look to the very top. You're going to see File. You're going to click File. A very long list will come. Here you can create a new project. You don't want to do that while you're working on a project, by the way, if you haven't saved it. You can open another project. You can open a recent project you've been working on. You can close the project and you can save. This is not how you will save your video, though. This save only saves the program, the file that you work with in Premiere Pro. So we still need to save this, of course. Still need to save it. But we want to export our video in a watchable format on Instagram or YouTube, wherever you upload in your vlog. So I'm gonna go down to export. It's close to the bottom of the list. If I'm to hover over it, a next list appears. We have some options. Some are faded out, some are not. Some of these options that are visible here at the bottom, these are to export your Premiere Pro project as something else, another format that you can edit in another video editing software. But we're only working with Premiere Pro today, and we want to export our video as media. So if you look at the top of the list, we have media. We're just going to click that. And then a new window has appeared. This is This controls the export settings for your video. You notice here we have a preview of the video. We can go frame by frame. Remember what frames are. We can go frame by frame to see what we did to our video. It doesn't play in real time, but you can preview. You can preview what was going on. Well, let me check the chat. It's not sure. Is it possible to split the screen and show multiple vids at the same time on Premiere Pro? Oh, I have a question about recommended sizing for IG and YouTube. Do you know? Okay, I'll get into that in a little bit. Let me just answer the first question is it possible to split screen and show multiple vids at the same time in this Premiere Pro? You can only work on one video at a time, as in a specific video at a time. But when you're exporting, if you notice here at the bottom, you can queue your video. So once you've finished editing this video, you can queue this and work on a next video in the background. There, you can't edit two videos at the same time. I hope that answered the question. Did it answer your question? Are you here? Renisha, did that answer your question? All right, in the meantime, I'll answer Miss Nelson's question. You have a question about the recommended sizing for Instagram. Okay, so you have specific sizes for frames of videos for different platforms. For YouTube, the size is 1920 by 1080. That's for a video like this. A video like this that we're working on, this is 1920 by 1080. For Instagram, you notice Instagram, you post square stuff. You can either use this very same ratio, or you can go 4x4 to make a square video. Those are the dimensions. For other stuff, you can always Google the dimensions for the types of videos that you want to edit. I'm going to show you them in just a second in Premiere Pro when you're just creating a new project. But right now we're exporting the video. So as I was saying before, you can preview what you've edited here by looking at it frame by frame. Now to the right, you have your export settings. This is where you control the quality of what you're exporting in Premiere Pro. You notice you have the format here. You can just click this drop-down menu, and you have a long list of formats. A lot of platforms have specific formats for videos, but the format that is widely accepted across all platforms is MP4. So you want to export your video as MP4. If you're going to export it to put on a social media site, you can export it as AVI. If you're going to burn it to a CD or something, you have other formats like MP3 that will export only the audio, etc. But we want to export our video as MP4. MP4 is not in the list. That's because it's under something else. It's under H.264. This is the code for the format for MP4. So you're just going to click that. And you've now changed your format to MP4. Presets. This really controls the quality of your video. So you can see you can match the source. So right now it's set to match source high bit rate. That means it's at the highest quality for it's at the highest quality for the very same video. So the quality that we imported it as, we recorded it as, that's the very same quality it will be, but at the highest point. And we can also change it to anything, but we're just going to leave it to match source high bitrate. Below that, we have comments. No need to edit anything there. Below that, we have output name. If we're to click the default name that's here, this is where you'll get to change the name of whatever you're saving. Of course, you'd select the appropriate folder that you're working in, and this is where you export. This is the place you export your final videos. I'm going to change this to Final Cut, and then I'm going to, okay, because I have the video edited already, I'm going to click change it to Final Cut 2. And here you should always have export video and export audio checked. So when you're exporting, you have both your video and your audio going out. Below that, you have a summary of your settings and the location of where you save the video. Below that, you have some other settings that you can change, but no need to touch any of them right now. And then you just click export when you're ready. Now, I've already exported my video and I already played it at the beginning, but that was the process to create a video, a vlog, such as this.
It's a bit uncomfortable, thing around my teeth.
Yeah, so that's the video we just edited in Premiere Pro. Now going back to, after that, you just click export and you save your video. And you just go to your location where you saved it and you upload to wherever you're uploading it. Now, exporting takes some time. If you are exporting a video, I advise that you plug in your computer when you're exporting, because your computer being plugged in, it allows your computer to use 100% of its processing power. If it's not plugged in, it's going to take a little while to export, and you could be sitting for hours and it's not exported. You can export your video within a video like this for 60 seconds will take about 5 minutes to export with my computer plugged in. That's because of the processing power and all of that. Now, someone asked earlier how we change the settings for editing a video in Premiere Pro. I'm just going to close this project because I am now complete with that project. And say, for example, if I'm going to create another project, I just click new project. I don't want it to be the same as, hold on, I'm not seeing the display here. Just a second. Let's open back this project. When you've just opened your project, you can go to sequence settings. This is where you can change the size of your video. Now it's set to 25 frames per second. Normally it would be at 24 or 29. Now we can change frame size here. Our frame is currently at 3840 by 2160. That's the size of, okay, thank you so much, Desan. That's the size of the video we were working with. This is where you can change the sequence to 4x4. To create a square video, well, that will change 24 by 24. This means that we've just set our video to square. If I'm to change that, you notice that the size of the video has become a square. Let's not preview this in the full quality. Yeah, of course you need to change of course, when you're just starting, this is the change that you need to make before editing your video, before even beginning to edit your video. So that's where you can always Google the size of the video you want to create. So if you're creating a vertical video, this complete widescreen, you know it's gonna be 1920 by 1080, and square videos 24 by 24. Yes, that's how you do that. Are there any more questions? All right, I believe there are no more questions. So, yes,
Hello? You hear me
I'm
clearly?
hearing you.
Okay, what I was talking about is that, like, say, for example,
Come again. I'm not hearing you now. I'm not hearing
you hear me?
you. You're a little clearer, but you're not
Okay, I can try
that clear.
turning it on my iCloud, but you have to do me like a second. You hear me good now?
No, I'm not hearing you.
Okay, alright. I was
I'm not
listening.
hearing you at the level that would be. Can you just type in the chat?
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to review. I'm just going to review. I'm going to put the workspace back to all panels. And I'm going to review. So you have 4 panels in Premiere Pro. You have the source panel. This is where you preview all your videos before you start editing them. To the right, you have the program panel. This is really where you will see the preview for the video that you're editing. To the lower left is your project bin. This is where you import all your videos. You double click and you search for the video you want to import and you import it. And to the right is your sequence. This is where all the effects will take place. Now you can go to effect controls to, for example, change the level of the audio. You can keyframe to fade in and fade out for both video and audio. You can create a transition by going to the effects on the right side, searching for the transition you want. And you can also control the level of the audio so that you can ensure that your background music is not conflicting with your main audio. That's you speaking. I believe there that, and to export, you go to export, export as media, etc. Are there any more questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, if you don't have a question now, you can always reach out to me again. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at NikaroCcoke. I'm at NikaroCcoke on every social media. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can message me on WhatsApp at 876-810-1209. Let me just read the chat. Someone's asking, showing multiple videos at a time. I wasn't referring to editing them per se, but after you've edited them individually, if it was possible to show maybe 2 videos at the same time, like from different frames in the final video. Okay, yes, that makes sense. I understand what you're asking. Let me just go back into the software. I'm going to create a new project. Example, you want to show 2 videos at the same time. Let me just import 2 videos to work with. Video 1 and video 2. Now, say you want to show two videos at the same time on screen. Now, I'm just going to drag these two videos in. Remember the hierarchy of videos. So you have the video at the back, at the bottom, being at the behind, and the video at the top, at the front. But you want to show the two videos at the same time. If you recall, I had showed you how to scale videos and position videos. So say I want video 2, we have video 1 and video 2. Say I want video 2 to appear in the corner of video 1. If you notice, video 2 is on top of video 1. So I want video 1 to be in the back, and I want video 2 to be at the top in a corner. I'm going to click video 2. I'm going to scale it down. So I'm going to go to scale and slide it to the left. Notice you can see your two videos now. You can see clearly that one is at the front and one is behind. I want to show both videos at the same time. I can change the position of this. I'm going to put this in a corner. So I'm going to go to the position and I'm going to just shift it over just a little. On the x-axis, I'm going to shift it up on the y-axis. Shift it over. And then I scale it down again. Now, if I want to say I don't want this to be the effect, say I want, it would be the same way you edit for pictures if you want to put a picture on screen. But say I want the two videos to be side by side, I'm going to put this at 50. I'm going to scale video 2 to 50. And I'm going to scale video 1 to 50 as well. I'm going to change the position for both these videos. I'm going to change the position for video 1 first. On the x-axis, I'm just going to shift it over to the left. And for video 2, I'm just going to bring it this side. I'm going to shift the position over onto the right just a little to get rid of that black area. And then I'm going to lower the video on the y-axis. And we have both videos in the same position side by side. And if I'm to play this, you can see that they're both playing at the same time. Let me just lower this preview quality so you can see. I hope you were able to follow that. All right, great. Are there any more questions? Thank you, Anthony. Okay, if there are no more questions, I'll just like to hand it back over to the host, Shani. You're welcome, Italia, or Italia. Sorry if I butchered the name.
Thank you so much, Nikara. It was really a great session. I know everyone would agree with me as it relates to that. I had never been a person really interested in video editing, but after your presentation, I know that I can try my hand in it sometime in the near future. We have a little session that we're going to do right now. So I'm going to hand over to Ashley Brown and she will give you guys the necessary instructions.
Okay, hi guys, how is everyone? Wonderful session, Nikara, wonderful session. So it's the end of the week and have some giveaways for you guys. Are you ready? I know everybody want to pay about them loan the digital and flow and things, so get your phone ready and everything. So tell me when you guys ready. Notify me in the chat when you guys have it up. *121*. All right, so I'm ready now. So we're doing digital first, guys. So all my digital users ready. So we have 598-5547-292-403. Let me know if anybody got it. Any of our viewers, either on here or on YouTube. But Nataki, I gave you a heads up, man. I say we're ready for some giveaways.
I was on Instagram. I forgot my phone so fast. I'm gonna never catch everything. Oh God.
But I don't see anybody notifying that they got it. No, they miss everybody. So, all right, let me go again. One last time. Ready? *121*. 598-5547-292-403. Okay, all right, guys. So Sabrina got it. Okay, Sabrina got it. There's more. There's opportunity to get again. So all my flow users. So for my flow users, please get ready. *121*. Ready? 454-728-836-34189. Please notify. Okay, Anthony got that one. All right. So another digital one. Digital users, get ready again. Maybe you can get this one, Natika. So okay, we have *121*. Ready? 602-974-357-4062. Please notify us when you have received it. Let me see again, Nataki. Did anybody get that? Or why? That's why you have to be fast like Anthony Nataki, sorry.
I got one in the week, man. I got one.
Oh, you got it.
Yes.
So nobody got this one a while ago. Should I repeat? Let me know in the chat if you got it, or if I should repeat. Yes, that was Digi. Oh, all right, let me go again. All right, so *121*. 602-974-357-4062. Did you get that one, Tiana? Well, that means that someone got it then. So, and they're not talking up. So, okay, so the final one, the final flow one. Flow users, get ready. *121*. 0777-84008-48263. But Anthony, it's Flash. We start calling you Flash. That's what 4 now. 4 this week. No, sir. You have to tell me what you're doing, Anthony. He should be banned. He should be banned. He should be banned. But congratulations to all our the individuals who received the giveaways. I'll now hand over back to Shanique.
Okay, guys. So thank you all for coming, being a part of this week's events, this week's activities. We'll be sending you guys the certificates of participation, but for those who didn't get to, give their emails or anything, I'd like you to just email me. I'll post my email in the chat along with the chairperson's email, and so you kind of send us a little email, say I didn't get to give you guys my email, so we'll just send you the certificate. But again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for helping this to be a success. We hope that it will be greater next year and everything. Just continue to support us with whatever events we're having. Thank you all for being a part of the Commuters, publications, committees, photography session. I'd also like to say thanks to all our presenters. They may not be here now, but we couldn't have done it without them. We couldn't have done it without you. So thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me, by the way.
You're welcome, Nicaro.
If you guys have any questions, remember you can reach out to me on WhatsApp.